Welcome, everyone. Thanks for joining. My name is Ryan Mullen. I'm the Director of Marketing here at Cleo. I am joined by my colleague, Sam Wojcik. He's on our Solutions Architect team. He's the brains of the operation, and he's going to be the one walking through the platform here very, very shortly. Today's demonstration is actually it's a focus on the food and beverage vertical. So Sam's going to be addressing some specific use cases within that industry. If you joined, if you know you were compelled to join for whatever reason, you just want to see the product, and your organization actually falls outside of the food and beverage space, no worries. There's still a lot of parallels. And if you reach out after, I know Sam's more than happy to give you a more tailored demonstration. Thanks again. One of the number one questions we always get is there going to be a recording sent out? And I can confirm that by joining today, you will get one that usually hits your inbox early the following week. So keep an eye out from a note from our customer marketing manager on Monday or Tuesday with the recording of today's session. Last area of housekeeping, we will be saving some time for Q&A at the end of the session here. Sam has so nicely pointed out exactly where you can go ahead and drop questions. Don't wait till the end either. Well, we will be carving out the 5 minutes, but as they come to mind, don't run the risk of potentially forgetting them. Drop them in. We'll be logging them, and we'll be making sure to address them. If for whatever reason we run out of time, I promise a Clio representative will reach out to you directly with an answer. With that, I'm going to hand it over to Sam. Sam, please take it away.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Ryan. Hello, everybody. As Ryan mentioned, my name is Sam Wojcik. I am a part of our solutions team here at Clio, supporting various go-to-market teams more from a technical standpoint, ensuring that A, we are a good solution fit, and B, everything that our customers are looking to do, Clio can accommodate from an integration perspective. But it's a pleasure to meet everybody here today. Without further ado, we will jump into our presentation around Cleo Integration Cloud for the food and beverage space. The first area that I want to begin with is just an overview of the Cleo Integration Cloud solution. Just to orient everybody, just starting out on this right-hand side, this is the business ecosystem. So regardless of trading partner, regardless of trading partner solution or connectivity method, the Cleo Integration Cloud solution is extremely robust in its ability to support really whatever transfer protocol a partner may require, along with the syntax that they are using to send data. Commonly, we see obviously EDI, standard ANSI X12 or Edifact, but the Cleo Integration Cloud solution is truly an any-to-any integration platform. So if you have partners that are sending PDF documents, those can be supported, whether it is a standard API integration with JSON data moving back and forth. Really, we can accommodate any sort of syntax that a partner might be relying on in order to exchange data. Moving over here into more of the middle, we can see that we kind of break this off into two sections. So the Cleo Integration Cloud solution is built by two components. We have the cockpit, which I'll be running through today. Within the cockpit, we get our day-to-day visibility into all of the B2B traffic that the platform is supporting, along with insights around what is actually being ordered by which partners, total volume. And another area that I'll touch on later in the demo is some more work that we're doing around proactive monitoring, around transaction volumes, response times, and really just overall our customers' relationships with their customers, specifically around SLA management. We do have some AI capabilities that we're starting to leverage there. In the world of AI, everybody is finding a way to leverage AI for a positive impact. So we will spend some time covering that as well today and really how Cleo is leveraging AI. And then just lastly, or excuse me, the other component that I want to mention that builds our Cleo Integration Cloud platform is the Studio. This is an Eclipse-based IDE development studio where our customers are allowed to go and self-serve to onboard new partners, to establish any mapping or business process logic, along with any integrations into any backend systems. which is a great segue into the left-hand side of this slide. The Cleo Integration Cloud platform is entirely application agnostic. So regardless of what systems on the back end there may be, whether they're hosted in the cloud or on-premise, Cleo has connectivity methods to integrate data into whatever backend system we need to feed data into. Similarly, for any systems that are providing data, we are able to have those bidirectional flows to receive data from a backend system, convert it into some sort of EDI syntax, and then share that off to a trading partner. But this solution really is that one-stop shop for any B2B integration or supply chain orchestration need that our customers are using, especially in the food and beverage space, to connect to retailers, suppliers, logistics providers, maybe 3PL partners that they're working with. Really, that one-stop shop solution for any B2B needs across their supply chain. But on the topic of the food and beverage industry and where Cleo fits in, I thought it would be fitting to spend some time going over the more commonly talked about FSMA 204 compliance update that I know was supposed to be live in January of 2026. Now I believe it has been pushed back to July of 2028. But even if there's not a mandate, we understand that majority of our customers still want to adhere to the rules around traceability that will eventually be required in this mandate. So a lot of these rules pertain to the ability to trace products all the way from their original source, from that original supplier. The ability to track lot code information all throughout the supply chain process from a supplier to the end retailer. And really, again, it's just ensuring that the products that our customers are moving that end up in retail locations can be tracked throughout their entire life cycle. We'll spend some time today in terms of how Cleo is able to support these processes. But really quickly, just while we're on this slide, I do want to mention, again, our ability to track lot code information, the ability to send advanced shipment notices to any partners or receive advanced shipment notices from any partners that would include that information around any specific line items or goods that are being shipped. And then if we do have some time as well, I may save a little bit just to go over our supplier portal and how the portal would work in tandem with the Cleo Integration Cloud solution, specifically for lower tech or non-EDI enabled suppliers, and how they can quickly get EDI compliant to help meet those FSMA 204 standards. The last area that I just want to touch on, across all the industries that Cleo supports, I would say that the food and beverage industry specifically is one that we find the most amount of our customers. Just in the time that Cleo's been supporting supply chain integration, the food and beverage space is one that we found a lot of success in, and the processes that we can support, the trading partners that we're able to connect with, and again, just around all of the processes, for example, with lock codes, with catch weights, really with any sort of cross-reference logic or any additional data that needs to be captured throughout a product's life cycle. Cleo has really excelled in the food and beverage space, and these are just a few logos that I wanted to flash of existing customers using the Cleo products today. But without further ado, I do want to go ahead and jump into a demo to cover the Cleo Integration Cloud platform. And then again, as I mentioned, if we do have a little bit of time, I will quickly jump into the portal just to give the folks here a quick view into that. So 1 second here while I go ahead and jump over to our demo environment. Alrighty, so this is the Cleo Integration Cloud home screen or dashboard. Right off the bat here, we have a bunch of information that we have access to from a high level around all of our B2B activity. So in the food and beverage space specifically, we have insights into the total number of grocery orders that we've received, along with the corresponding invoices that we've sent out. For any partners that aren't doing the grocery order and grocery invoice, we can also see the standard 850 purchase orders that we received and those corresponding documents here as well. And then through more of our ecosystem relationship manager or SLA monitoring features, we get insights around on-time shipments, on-time invoices, any late acknowledgments, and really any metric that could potentially be related to some sort of retailer SLA or any potential chargeback. Especially in the food and beverage space. Many of the grocery retailers are pretty notorious for having some hefty fines for when their suppliers are late to invoice, provide an improper ASN, and really a handful of other reasons. So we want to empower our customers and protect our customers from those fines through, again, proactive alerting and the advanced metrics that we can provide just around the data that they're sending. And again, a lot of the historical information that we have around retailer SLA requirements. So I'll jump into these in a little bit, but I just wanted to flash them here on the home screen. The next area that I want to jump to is in this messages tab. So I already had this pre-built out for the sake of our demonstration today, but I selected a couple of filters here to go ahead and order all of our inbound grocery orders from Publix. We do have a handful of other filtering capabilities or filtering options here. And the one that I do want to mention, again, as I just mentioned around SLAs, we are able to track any documents that might be at risk for an SLA. We'll track them if they're missed, and then obviously any SLAs that were met and properly sent out on time. But again, for the sake of this food and beverage demonstration, I just want to focus on this Publix grocery order to give you guys an understanding of what this looks like in the Cleo platform. So if I go ahead and click on this message ID, what this will do is it will take us to the message lifecycle of this original grocery order. So as you can see, I am clicked in on the 875 grocery order, and we can see that we are populating a handful of data that exists in that original EDI document. So instead of somebody being required to have some technical understanding of what EDI is and how to decipher all of the data, we are able to pull the data that exists in that EDI file and populate it here in this message tile in a very easy to understand way. So if there are any other folks that are not in the IT department, but they do want visibility into specific orders that they have received, we are able to strip out all of that EDI data and display it in an easy to understand fashion for, again, really anybody at any given organization. So again, here we can see we have our total amount, the type of order it was, where the organization exists that made the purchase, the specific SKU, really all of the information that's included in that initial 875, we have the option to pull out here and populate in this message tile. So for example, if I go in here, we can see our original message and all of this detail. It's not very easy to understand. And again, we can see as well the translated message, how this information was converted for our backend integration. This is just a nice feature if I put these side by side for any error resolution, just to check on the structure of the translation and ensuring that all the data we received was properly mapped over. If I scroll down here also, we get a view into the actual process that this file took to receive in the actual platform. So we can see here that it hit the SFTP mailbox, hit the transformation step, and then was received. But if I go ahead and click in here, what we also get access to is more advanced logging. So again, just around error resolution and ensuring that the processes that we have set up are functioning properly. We do get insight into everything that has to occur, for example, between this transformation step to the TP1 inbound step. I can click on all of these different steps. I can see here the original EDI document. If I go back here to the SFTP mailbox step, we also get logging in here as well. Just jumping back to the original message here, I did want to mention that we are linking all of these associated documents together. So for whatever reason, if somebody needs to go and review an advanced ship notice that corresponds to this grocery order, it will be easily accessible right here in the message lifecycle. Again, any information that's included in these documents, we can populate directly here in the message tile. So some more non-technical folks have visibility and an understanding of what's being sent, what exists within that EDI document, for more self-service capabilities. And then again, lastly, here we have the corresponding grocery products invoice. And here we have just all the information associated with that invoice. The next area that I want to jump to outside of messages is the issues tab. This is where all of the error resolution processes would take place. This specific error that I want to highlight will be, oh, excuse me, there we go, this mapping failure here. So we can see that on the left-hand side here, we have the same sort of filtering options, but we also get insight into the statuses of any of our ongoing or open errors. So we can see here that this mapping failure is an open error. We can see that the actual error occurred during the transformation step. And we can see that there are 20 documents or 20 jobs that were impacted by this error. If I go ahead and click on this, we'll have a little bit of information populate here around what the actual error is. This is through Cleo's AI error resolution. So where we're focusing some of our AI efforts is on the actual error resolution processes. But really quickly, just looking at this in a glance, I can see that there was a field here that expected a decimal data type. However, we provided a string value ZZ, and that's what threw the error. If I scroll down a little bit further here, there is a little bit more detail around where this error occurred and how to easily go and resolve it. Again, I can see the total number of jobs impacted, and that kind of segues me into my next point here, where for all of these jobs that are impacted, once we go ahead and make that fix and convert that field into a decimal from the string value, we have the ability to select all of these messages and automatically reprocess them directly from the cockpit. So there's no need to recreate any documents. There's no need to having to, delete these and then again go back to the ERP to generate them. We have the capability to do that here directly in the portal. On top of that, when we do notify errors, we want to let our partners know of the errors that have taken place so they're not blindsided by any bad data or a lack of data arriving. So we have the ability to go ahead and notify our partner that is corresponding to all the impacted jobs directly within the cockpit as well. This will be an email notification. It will just give them some insights into what the actual error was and the fact that Cleo is actively working on it. But just from a transparency standpoint, we don't want to keep our trading partners in the dark. So this is another option to go ahead and let them know. Another area that I do want to spend some time on, and I'll move a little bit quicker here, as I see we only have about 10 minutes left, but it's around Cleo's SLA monitoring and chargeback prevention capabilities. So if I go ahead and scroll down here, we can choose this. Go ahead and choose Publix again. So this is just our partner page. It covers all the traffic or activity that we're doing with Publix. So if we ever wanted partner-specific insights, we could go into the network tab, go to our partners, and view all of our file activity with a specific partner. But more importantly, around SLA monitoring, if I go to this ERM tab, we have all of these metrics that we can configure directly within the cockpit to basically hold ourselves accountable for any potential SLAs or chargebacks that may come up and be notified before we are actually fined or penalized for a late shipment, for a late acknowledgement invoice. So if I go ahead and click on this existing on-time order acknowledgement, I have the ability to configure some settings around when I want to be alerted for a potential late on-time order acknowledgement. So I can say I need to respond within 1 hour. If it's after an hour, let me know. And then also we have this mark at risk feature where if this document is not sent out within 30 minutes of a potential fine, we can be notified ahead of time. So we know to go ahead and send that document out and avoid a fine or any scorecard ding that this grocery retailer might give to us. On top of that, we can also track the financial impact. So if we know that our grocery retailer will give us a $50 fine for every single late on-time order acknowledgement, I could just key in here $50 or a percentage of the order, and I would configure this setting to essentially add $50 for every late order, add $50. So at the end of the month, if I wanted to go review all of my grocery retailers and see who I might be performing best with and where I might be falling short, I can get direct access to actionable data around where the financial impact is for all of our retail relationships. So again, we can do this for on-time order acknowledgements, on-time shipments, on-time shipment in full, and I'll get there in just 1 second, along with on-time invoicing. But that is another area that Cleo is putting some focus into is really our SLA monitoring and chargeback prevention capabilities. I know I just mentioned on-time in full, so I want to jump to the orchestration tab here. This is part of the latest product development that Cleo has been working on, but it surrounds on-time and in full shipments. So on the left-hand side here, we see we have, similarly to all of our other screens, more filtering options. But these filtering options are specific to the ability to acknowledge an order in full, the ability to ship in full, an invoice in full. So if I go ahead here, we see we have a completed order. We've confirmed all the line items, we've shipped all the line items, and we can even see that we did it a day early, and we've fully invoiced for all the goods that we acknowledged. So if I go ahead and click on this, we'll get insight into the specific line items of goods. So we can see type A widget. Again, this is just a demo environment, but I'm sure you guys can understand the actual quantity of goods, the price, and then the actual confirmed price in that 855. I can quickly jump over to shipment and see that we shipped everything in full and on time, along with invoicing. So again, it's a nice way to just get an easy to understand view of the specific processes around acknowledging orders in full, shipping orders in full and on time, and invoicing orders in full and on time. And we track all of that here at the top. So we have some checks and balances to ensure that what we expected to happen actually did occur. So that's just a bit of an insight into more of our on time and in full metrics that we're tracking. The next area that I want to jump to is more of Cleo's AI sort of chatbot to get feedback or data around specific processes. So if I select ASN timeliness, we'll see that we have a pre-built prompt here that will essentially overview a dashboard of total shipped orders, average ship days, fastest carrier, slowest carrier. And what this will do is it will look at all of our ASNs over the don't quote me on the time range, but over the past, I believe, 60 to 90 days, it might be more than that, just to get some metrics around how we're performing specifically for ASNs. It is still loading, unfortunately, here. Essentially, though, what this will do is it will leverage your own data and your own performance to give you insight into your actual performance. So again, from a retailer standpoint, if we know that one retailer is always dinging us with chargebacks, we now have access to data to go and figure out why that's happening. Where are we falling short that we need to go ahead and make some resolution around so we stop incurring fines and chargebacks. Lastly, again, I know we're pushing up on time here. The last area that I want to cover is this new anomalies tab. What this tracks is expected volumes across our trading partners. So we can detect any anomalies in our trading partner relationships. And again, it's an expected volume. So if we believe that there is an issue in our relationship, we'll go ahead and get notified ahead of time before any problems actually occur. So if I click on this rise in volume with Amazon, we can see here over the past 60 days, our order volume has been pretty steady, which is a good sign to see, right? Very few anomalies. We can see there was a jump here from 18 to 20. So maybe we were selling a good that had more of an interest and was being bought more. But just more insights into our trading partner relationships that help us get more of a pulse over our supply chain and into the areas that might be affecting those B2B relationships. Um, I know we're at time, so unfortunately, I don't think we will get to any supplier portal. I do want to save some time for questions. I guess while we are here, this is a quick view into Cleo's supplier portal. Where we most see this commonly leveraged is for our food and beverage manufacturers who want to start implementing automation and EDI with their suppliers, but their suppliers don't have any EDI capabilities. We're able to stand up this super lightweight portal that allows users to be EDI compliant without needing all the bells and whistles and complexities of doing EDI. So they're able to receive purchase orders here. They get insight into which documents they need to create and respond to. If I go ahead and just click, we'll choose this Walmart order, but they would have insight directly into what is being ordered, where goods need to be shipped to, again, without needing to know what EDI really is and all the complexities that come with it. So it allows them to be compliant without overwhelming them with all of the EDI technicalities and complexities. We can support any EDI documents in here. Again, more commonly are the 855, 856, and 810 that would correspond to an 850. But again, we have the capabilities to go ahead and prepare shipments. So I can select the number of cartons here. This will build a drag and drop interface. And for the sake of time, I'll just go ahead and put this together. But now my supplier, without having to know EDI, is able to be EDI compliant, and I'm able to automate these flows. So if I'm leveraging Cleo today and some of my suppliers are EDI compliant, and I have some suppliers that send me PDFs and others that send me emails, we can start eliminating those more manual processes around the PDFs and emails and empower them with this portal that allows them to do EDI and will funnel all of these B2B flows, all these EDI B2B flows into the same central spot for complete end-to-end automation for our CIC or food and beverage manufacturer customer. Again, around the ASN here, we can see some fields are pre-populated based on existing data, but they would be able to go in and adjust any information that they may need here as well. We do have label printing capabilities as well here, but again, for the sake of time, I will pause here and I will go ahead and jump back just to save some time for any questions. So let me go ahead and jump back
All
here.
right. I got them lined up for you, Sam. You ready to go? Do some rapid
Yep,
fire in the next 2 minutes.
perfect.
Excellent. Okay. Are you sharing your screen?
Yeah,
Got it. Okay. Am I able to see CIC alerts in other platforms like Zendesk or other support ticketing systems?
that is a good question. I'm not too sure. I know our integration capabilities are pretty flexible. So if we're able to pass some sort of, uh, I'm guessing it would be some sort of JSON file to Zendesk, there's definitely an option there. I would recommend reaching out to a member or a representative of our team for a more in-depth discussion. I don't want to provide or give any misleading answers here now.
Okay. Nice. Honest man. That's fantastic. When a transaction fails, is it possible to reprocess in Cockpit?
Yep. So directly from the AI error resolution, when I was discussing that in the issues tab, you have the ability to select any documents that failed and automatically reprocess them directly within the cockpit.
Okay. Excellent. And then the last one here, does Clio handle non-EDI exchanges as well?
100%. As long as we are able to connect to that partner, the Cleo Integration Cloud platform is entirely any to any. So, regardless of what that syntax is, if it's a CSV file, some sort of tab delimited flat file, we are 100% able to handle those syntaxes and exchange with those non-EDI partners.
Okay, excellent. Looks like we're at the top of the hour. So, um, I appreciate everyone joining us, taking 30 minutes out of your busy schedule. You will receive a recording. In the meantime, enjoy the upcoming weekend as well as the holiday. Thanks, everyone. Bye.